Welcome back to Rachel Wolf Movement. Today we're going to focus our workout on glutes and back. So we'll get started on all fours. Stack your shoulders over your wrist, your knees underneath your hips. And we're just going to do a few cat and cows to warm up the spine. Little bend into your elbows. Let's turn the elbow creases to face forward to externally rotate the shoulders. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, start to drop the chest and look forward. Now, if you have any lower back contraindications, if you can't arch, if you have a spinal stenosis, just come to neutral and go in between those two. Otherwise, we're going to do the full range of motion if it feels okay on your back. Inhale, we open. Exhale to round. And one more. And back to center. Bring the knees together. Hover the right knee off of the mat and tap it down. Hover and tap. This is just a little prep to make sure that our hips are not moving. So what I mean is that if I'm lifting my right knee up, I'm not pushing my weight in my left hip out to the left side. So you want to hold that left hip really still. So you lift and tap, lift and tap. Now we'll try it on the other side. Lift and tap. So making sure that when I lift my left knee, I'm not letting this right hip drop and swing out to the right side. So we want to hold it really still by engaging our gluteus medius, and also our external obliques are working quite a bit to hold us in, and our internal obliques. And then two more. And one. Okay, so now we're going to hover that right knee off of the mat and slowly extend it out. And then keep the core engaged. And we're going to reach the left arm forward on the mat and then see if you can lift. And then we bring it back down and extend out. Nothing moves in the pelvis. We're keeping the pelvis really, really still. So when we can keep the pelvis completely still, we get to focus the work on the multifidi, the spinal stabilizers, those muscles that hold the spine still. 3 more. 2. And 1 more. And then we bring it back down. Now you're going to hover that left knee off, tighten your lower abs, extend it back, reach that arm forward, and we come back in. Keeping that right hip really still. Now, if lifting the leg up high causes your back to arch, then you're going to keep it lower, which is why I'm not lifting mine too high. Keep the core engaged. Good, 1 more. And take it into a little child's pose. Rest, big toes touching. Sit down towards the heels and reach it forward and breathe. And then come back onto your hands and knees. We're just going to stretch the wrist out a little bit because we're going to be on them for quite some time. So you're going to come onto the backs of your hands, fingers facing each other, and just do little side-to-side movements. We're not putting a lot of pressure on the wrist here. And then draw circles with those wrists and place the hands back down. Now you can always drop down onto your forearms. If you have wrist issues, take it onto the forearms. Okay, so knees back together, shoulders over those wrists, pull the elbow creases forwards, little bend into the elbows. We take that right knee out to the side. Now, similarly, when we were doing the lift and the bird dogs, we weren't letting that left hip pop out to the left side. So we're thinking about the same thing here. As we take our right knee out, don't let that left hip move. Exhale, open. Inhale to bring it in. So the work is actually more in the left hip than the right hip here because we have to work to stabilize, to hug it in. Two more. And one. Now you're going to send that foot up towards the ceiling. Flex the foot, tighten the core. Now, if this causes my back to dump and my belly to drop, I'm lifting too high. So you want to pull it down, keep your core engaged, just like we did with that hovering the knee, and then start to pick it up, but try to hold the core in so much that the back doesn't arch. So we exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Three more. Two. And one. Pick it up. We hold it here and pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to stretch it out and squeeze. Stretch it out and squeeze. Keep that core engaged so nothing changes in the pelvis. If you're not moving your pelvis all over the place, this is what makes the movement so much harder. Then we don't even need weight. Two more. And one. And then you're going to do a couple more pulses up and down. And bring that knee down. Okay, second side. Drawing, I'm going to turn around so you can see me. Okay, so knees are together. We draw that left knee out and bring it back in. Engaging the core. So we go back to the knee down. Hover the knee, pull up from the belly, and then go out. If you need to reset, come back to that foundational point. And then you're going to drop that knee down. So again, we hover it, tighten the core, flex the foot, start to lift it up. And we lower. Keep the belly pulled in. Don't let it sink. Two more. We hold it up there and pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it up. Extend and bend. Pull that core in. Don't let the pelvis move. One more. Bend that knee, hold it, and pulse. And bring it down, and you can come back to your child's pose, dropping your hips down to your heels. Stretch those arms out and breathe. Now we're going to take it down onto the forearms. Shoulders stack over the elbows, and you're going to wiggle those legs back a little bit so you can get your hip bones nice and flat on the mat. As you press into the forearms, lift the chest up, keeping the neck long, tuck the chin down slightly. Bend the right knee, squeeze the heel to the glute. 1, and then you lower it down. We're flexing as we lift. We point as we lower. Squeeze and release. Exhale as you lift. Inhale to lower. Make sure both of your frontal hip bones are down on the floor the whole time. So you want to make sure when you lift one foot up that you're not twisting in your hips and taking your weight to one side. So you should feel both frontal hip bones pressing down on the floor the whole time. Now you can stick with this variation. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, then you're going to come into this plank position on your knees by just lifting your hips off of the floor, tuck your tail, and then you can have your toes touching the floor, and we're gonna lift and tap and lift and tap and breathe. This becomes a lot more of a full body exercise. You're having to hold yourself up with your arms, using your core a lot more. Whew. It's a lot harder than it looks. We want to keep the tuck of the tail, so no arching in the back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And then one more each side. And bring it all the way back down. Extend your arms forwards. And we're going into swimming. So right arm, left leg lifts, lower, left arm, right leg. Same idea here. We're keeping both frontal hip bones pressed down into the mat the whole time. So make sure your pelvis isn't rotating, that we're not shifting all of our weight to one hip. Both hips need to stay grounded as you offload one side. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Last one each side. And then lift both arms, both legs up. Stay long as you do little baby flutter kicks. Place the thumbs in alignment with the chest. Toenails press down into the mat. Pull the elbows in, shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, lift into your baby cobra, and then we lower. Lift and lower. I want you to think about your core here. So think about your belly button drawing up towards the rib cage. Just a very slight tuck of the tailbone under. 4 more. And last one. Press yourself up onto hands and knees. Child's pose. Big toes touching. Drop the hips down to the heels and stretch the arms out. And walk your hands back. Have a seat. Cross your right shin in front of the left. And walk your hands forwards. We're just going to stretch the glutes out a little bit. And walk the hands back in and change. So your left shin is in front. Walk the hands forwards. Drop the head. And walk the hands back in. And cross the right shin in front of the left. Take the right arm out to the side. Left arm reaches up and overhead. You can bend the elbow down and let it touch the ground if you can keep both hips down. If this hip's coming up, then you can lift up with that elbow. And we come up and switch to the other side. And let's switch those shins while we're at it. And bring yourself all the way up. You are done. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you next time.